Gentlemen, welcome to the Your EDM Aspire to Inspire live stream. Hope everyone had a wonderful spring break and is enjoying their lives and having a good time out there. With our guest for tonight is the man behind the New Sky EP and the Bitbird record label. Please welcome the one and only San Holo. Say what's up, San.
What's up, guys?
So for all of you people out there watching, remember, if you have any questions at all for San Holo, please make sure to tweet using the hashtag ATI Live. We will reserve a few minutes at the end of the show. And without further ado, we are going to start this thing with San right here. How's it going tonight, San?
It's going very good. I just the studio session, mastered some tracks, so I feel good.
Nice, awesome. Well, first things first, we kind of want to go to the beginning when you first started producing. What were kind of some of the struggles that you encountered? You said that there was a lot of people who didn't really understand your music, and you've always been about switching genres and not staying pigeonholed in one thing. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. What I've noticed when playing here, people are still really definitely into the very heavy stuff when it comes to bass music, like heavy trap, heavy dubstep. Definitely in America, people really love that stuff a lot. So when I come on and I play my chords and like the beautiful stuff and the emotional stuff, people got to get used to it a little bit. But it's kind of beautiful in its own way that people are hearing something like they don't expect. So that's cool. So it's not really a struggle because I like to make it different. To be honest.
Well, that's good. Very good. Very good. And tell me about the creative freedom that you enjoy and you want to seek out when you're making tracks and stuff like that. You don't want to be confined to anything. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. Like with Bitbird, the label over there, the little Bitbird. We are very open to lots of music. So we don't want to restrict ourselves to only like heavy bass music or whatever. We want to also release classical music because there's something in every genre, every style of music that touches us. Um, so that's kind of what we mean with creative freedom. Like, of course, there's creative freedom in artwork, what kind of how they want to release it, like if they want to have it free download or whatever, whether they want like we're not going to be the ones telling that they should change their snares or whatever to make it fit the label or whatever. We want like the artist's own style and own vibe. Of course, we will give them advice on some tracks, like you could chase maybe that to make it even better, but we won't ever like take away their creative freedom or something like that. That's what I really believe in. And there are some labels. I'm not telling like a lot of labels, but like there's always going to be labels that like trying to get the commercial stuff of you always, and we are always into more the experimental stuff. So there's a lot of freedom there.
Okay, cool, awesome, excellent, right there. And I guess going back to you, when you started out as an artist, was there ever a time when you were kind of torn, or you thought, should I listen to what people want, maybe satisfy some other people's ideas, opinions, take them in consideration, or should I strictly, follow my path and do what I want to do as an artist without any consideration or outside input?
That it's always a little bit of a struggle. Like in the industry, you get to experience a lot of things. Like you get to know a lot of people, different visions, different perspective of like the head of a record label has a different perspective on music than an artist would have, and that's not always per se bad because they have their own vision on music and I have my own. So it's always a little bit of of course you want to follow your own path all the way. There's have been times where I was listening to someone telling me, maybe you could make that more catchy by adding a vocal on it, and I was like, okay, maybe that will work. And then I tried it, and sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes it worked out great. So I'm not saying that you should like you can be hard-headed with like don't put on like these things where you don't look at anyone else and only to yourself, because you can actually learn a lot from other people as well.
Excellent, excellent. And for some of the viewers out there who may not know your story, tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you got into producing, and kind of what's led you to where you are today.
Oh yeah. So about I think 13 years ago, I started playing guitar because I was at school and I was always trying really hard at school. Like it was my obsession to do good at school. I wanted to have good grades, and like when I got homework, I always immediately had to make it to get it off my chest, to be able to like relax. And that's when my mom came in and said, "Well, you gotta find yourself a hobby." And so I was like, "Yeah, maybe I should find something that I really like besides doing good at school." Uh, so I started playing guitar, and that changed my life. Like instead of doing homework and you know being not so happy about my life, I started becoming really inspired by things in life and playing guitar and uh, and learning about music, and that just that made me into what I am now. So I started studying guitar as well at the music academy in Rotterdam, and during that study, I like secretly stepped into the production lessons. Like I was sitting in the back trying to listen to what all the production teachers were saying, and I started producing myself because I was tired of playing in bands that always ended up breaking up or like disagreeing with your ideas. So I just wanted to do something myself, and so I started producing beats, and that turned into more electronic music, and that like was how San Holo was born.
There you go, folks. Awesome story right there. The origins of San Holo right there. Again, for the viewers out there, if you have any questions at all for San Holo, make sure to tweet them out using hashtag ATI Live. We always reserve a few minutes at the end of the show to ask our artists some questions. I guess next up, you've all like you said, you're going to be doing the Bitbird label, like you showed on the little logo on your hat right there. But you've also released labels through, the larger, more well-known labels in the industry like Spinnin', Monster
Yeah.
Cat, Alsla. Tell me what's been your experience working with those type of labels right there, and did you get 100% of the creative freedom that you desired while,
Oh, yeah, like
trying
all those labels have been amazing in their own regards. Like a Spinning is a totally different label than a Monster Cat label, but they all have their strong points. Like I released my music on those labels because of their fan base. I wanted to tap into different fan bases. Like Spinning obviously has a different fan base than Monster Cat or Alsa. But I wanted to introduce my music to many different groups. And that's what we did. We just jumped to a couple of labels and asked them to work with us, and they were all really down to do that. And it's not at all that they have given they have not given me any creative freedom. Actually, we got a lot of creative freedom off them. Um, but yeah, with Bitbird, we wanna break a bit more barriers. Like I said, we want to release all kinds of crazy music. We want to release classical music. We want to release bands. We want to release like the crazy stuff out there, and make that bigger. Because I think there's a lot of music that should be heard that's not being heard right now.
very good, excellent right there. And what was kind of like that breakthrough moment for you right there where, perhaps after working, with these certain labels where you realized, what, I want to do things my way and do this a certain way that's different from everyone else. Tell us maybe when was, that kind of discovery you had right there.
What do you mean, like when I realized that I wanted to have like a different sound?
Yeah, exactly.
I think so. Like I said, I started playing guitar like long ago, and I used to be in bands. Whether it's playing guitar or being in a band or playing on a keyboard, always the same kind of vibe came out for some reason. I guess it's just my personality. It's always a bit of like an emotional, nostalgic, um, melancholy. Like those types of things that are really moving me. Um, so so when I started producing electronic music, obviously the same vibe came out. Like it was a kind of like emotional, um, colorful sound. And I never really thought about it. It just kind of happened. it was only when I was doing it I realized, oh, this is being picked up really good. Like people realize this is kind of a little bit different and they like it, and I should um, zoom into that. You know, I should make it even more different and like not be afraid to be different and change, maybe change some people's perspective about bass music or whatever.
And I think you are definitely because, like you said, the productions don't really fall within like a preset sort of genre or anything. You know, I mean, it's like you have the bass music, and I think a lot of people, like you said, especially here in America, like LA, they want like that very hard but like upbeat and up tempo
Yeah,
sound. And you bring like much more emotion into it with your productions there and everything.
yeah, yeah. Like like there's no good and bad. Like I love heavy bass music a lot. Like I really love it. Um, but you know, I want when I play my music, I want people to like kind of I want it to reflect who I am as a person a bit, and that's the music you hear.
Very nice, very nice. And you said, not only do you want to bring more, like you said, beautiful and emotional music to the scene, but more diverse music, and you want your artists to have the creative freedom. Maybe tell us a little bit, what is it like a day in the life of, Sander when you're in charge of Bitbird and being a record label head and that sort of stuff, as opposed to when you're San Holo and you're producing and you're making music and everything.
Yeah, I think like what I really like to do is talk to the producers that release on Bitbird. Like we always go back and forth, and I'm like I get really excited about their songs sometimes. Like I'm really like blown away sometimes, and and I think they really appreciate that. Like me being very open about how the music makes me feel. Like we have this new artist group called Drulu. It's spelled Droeloe, and we just stumbled upon them on SoundCloud, and they're from Holland too. And we were just blown away, and I still cannot believe they are not huge yet because they are super special. And yeah, like I'm sorry, I'm kind of wandering off, like too excited about them.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We like to see the excitement, from our artists and stuff, and that's cool.
Yeah,
It's
and
almost like kind of
also
like your
like
baby.
yeah, also like I know this guy. He's a classical piano player. It's called Analog Deer, and he's been sending me stuff, and that he honestly made me cry because of his music. And I was like, so we have a label. Are we only gonna restrict us to like electronic music? Why would we do that? We want to bring we want to bring people bangers, but like more bangers in the way of emotional bangers that do something with your emotion. You know, like a classical piano piece could bang just as hard like a dubstep song for me. You know, emotionally.
Dude, that's awesome. And you're going to be launching a compilation to kickstart the album too, correct?
Yeah, we're gonna release. I think very soon we're gonna release a compilation on Bitbird with features about I think about 10 tracks of songs that really reflect what we want to bring. And of
Very
course, there's
nice.
gonna be a track of me on there too.
Oh, of course, absolutely. You have to put yourself on there, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I guess, and if you had, like any advice for people out there who are going through a struggle or a tough time or unsure of themselves, what would you say to them? Like, have you ever gone through a time where, you were unsure of something and you found the will to persevere and get through it,
Yeah, actually, like this tour, like even though this tour has been amazing, uh, sometimes like I think really sometimes when you play some songs, you don't get the reaction you want yet of the audience. Like some new songs that I play, um, people like it, they like vibe into it, but I want people to like really feel and go even more crazy. And you know, then you start thinking, well, maybe I should start producing heavier music then to get the crowd going. But in the end, you gotta do what you feel is right. And I think if you focus on what you really want to do, people at some point will understand. So so yeah, it's always a struggle to make. For me, this is another thing. It's a kind of a struggle to because I'm not from my electronic dance music background at all. I'm from a band background, so I try to make something beautiful but also danceable. It's always a struggle. Are you going for more danceable, like clubby, or are you going for more artsy and experimental? Keeping it experimental but still danceable and um, approachable. That's always the struggle.
Okay, okay, very good, very good. And this is about the time that we open up for the fan questions. Again, for those of you out there watching, if you have any questions for San Holo, make sure to tweet them out using the hashtag ATI Live. We are doing those questions right now. First thing, kind of dovetailing off that last thing we talked about right there. Do you think you'll ever try and make an album?
Oh yes, for sure. That's actually on my. That's one of my goals right now to do an album somewhere, maybe next year or like maybe half a year. I would love to lock myself up in the studio for a month or a month or two and work on some work on some songs to create an album. That's definitely on my to-do list.
Okay, very good, very good. And tips for staying inspired?
Whew. Listen to. I had a conversation about this this morning when I did uh, a lecture for Icon Music Academy here, Icon Collective. It's a school in LA.
Icon, yeah, yeah, exactly.
And someone asked me the same question. Um, the funny thing is, like, I write the best music when I'm sad. So when I broke up with my girlfriend, I made great music actually. So so I told them all to break up with their girlfriends. And now, um, yeah, like being inspired is it's I just get inspired by life and being open to the weirdness of it. Like life can be so weird sometimes. Like things like love and emotions and jealousy and all those weird emotions that we don't really understand yet but are there. And that really inspires me.
Very nice, excellent. And I guess another one here. What has been your most exciting experience so far on tour?
Um, I think playing at Ultra and getting to play at Coachella has been like I'm looking forward a lot to Coachella, of course, because that's like, when I first found out I was playing there. I got this mail that we're playing at Coachella. I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's kind of your dream. That was my dream to play there one day. So that's gonna be very special to me. And honestly, being on the other side of the world and having people sing my songs, like people are singing along to We Rise, like the chorus of it, and that's just so unreal to me. That's been an amazing experience.
Excellent. And for those of you fans who did not know, San will be playing at the Do Lab at Coachella on week one. So for all of you Coachella people who are going to be out there for weekend one, make sure to check out San at the Do Lab. It's going to be an epic time, like he was saying.
It's I think it's at 6:40. Pudi, when is the Do Lab stage? 6:45. Yeah, 6:45 to 8. So
What
see
day?
you all on Friday, right? 16th. 16th of April.
Friday weekend one, people. Make sure to check out San Holo at the Do Lab.
Cool.
And let's see some more questions right here. Would you guys ever would you ever travel to Brazil or Latin America? Where's somewhere kind of on your dream list that you want to go?
I get a lot of tweets, people saying, "Come to Brazil." A lot, actually. I would love to go there, honestly. I think the main reason for me being in America right now is because, like in North America, I have a lot of fans over there for some reason. It's very alive, the bass scene. I don't know if there's a. I'm not very aware of the bass scene in Brazil. Is there one? It must be, right?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I know they have EDC down there and
Yeah.
Tomorrowland also as well, but
Yeah, so I definitely want to go there. But of course, that's up to my booker as well. Like he books all my stuff, so I'm gonna talk to him and and ask him if we can go to Brazil as ASAP.
There we go, guys. That's coming up pretty soon. And I guess this we'll end with this one right here. This is a Bitbird fan right here. Do you intend to come out with any apparel or clothing under Bitbird?
Oh yeah, actually, we just released a pre-orders for like the hats and the Bitbird shirts. You can go for the pre-order at bitbirdofficial.com, and we will lead you to the store, and you can pre-order some apparel.
There
So
you
go
go,
do that.
guys. Bitbird merchandise is out there. And I guess, San Holo, thank you so much for your time and being on the Aspire to Inspire live stream with us today. Any words or messages for the fans?
I just want to thank all of you who are interested in my music and listen to my music. Uh, that's really it's been amazing to have people liking what I'm making, and yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you, and thank you for your time and your interest.
Thank you, San Holo, for being here with us. And thank you, fans, for tuning in. Again, if you're going to be at Coachella this weekend, make sure to check out San Holo at the Do Lab. If you're going to be at Coachella on weekend 2, make sure to come try and find me in the crowd. I'll be around. I always love seeing you fans and everything out there. And thanks for tuning in to the Aspire to Inspire live stream here with your EDM. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe if you're at Coachella. And everyone, peace. Thanks, San Holo.
Peace.
Bye, guys.